Hi, it's Karen from Living Our Dream Homestead, where today we're going to be making an apple cake with a caramel glaze. Now, the first thing I ended up doing, I already beat in my bowl in here. I have got 1.5 cups of canola oil. Now, you could use vegetable oil. That would be okay. And then I put in 1 3/4 cups of granulated cane sugar. And then I put in 3 eggs. Now, when I put in the eggs, I only put in 1 at a time and then beat with a mixture. And the mixture should end up looking like this. Now we're going to go ahead and I have in this bowl, I have my dry ingredients, and I have sifted these ingredients in here. And this is the sifter that I used. You could use a sieve or you could use a hand sifter to sift it. I've got 3 cups of flour, all purpose. I've got 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I've got 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And then I've got this 1/2 teaspoon of mace. And I don't mean the mace that you go, and spray the person that's stealing your purse. This is ground mace that you get in the store. It's something that a lot of people don't use, but it tastes excellent in this apple cake. So it was 1/2 teaspoon of mace, 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And all this I ended up putting through the sieve. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the dry mixture to this wet mixture, and I'm going to beat it. All right, I have beat the mixture. And it should look like this. It literally is really, really tough to stir. And it's kind of doughy. And that's what it should be. So to this mixture, we're going to go ahead and add in 3 cups of chopped apples. Now, I did take off the skins, and I'm mixing 2 apples. Now, you do not have to mix 2 apples. You could just use 1 variety. You would need to get an apple that is going to hold up in your cake. You don't want it to be mushy when it's cooked. I used Cortland. That's pretty big, Cortland. And this is Jonathan. And I mixed both of them. So I ended up using 2 Cortland and 3 Jonathan, 3 or 4. Wasn't quite sure, but you can see the Cortland is huge. So I ended up getting 3 cups from that. But you're welcome to go ahead and experiment and use different varieties of apples. We're going to go ahead and add those chopped apples right now. If you like what you're seeing today, please hit the subscribe button down below. And before we mix this in, I'm also going to put the vanilla extract on top, and then I'm going to mix it all together. So we're going to be adding 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. That would be the pure vanilla extract. And we'll add that in here. And now we're going to go ahead and stir. We can't use the mixer because it would be really impossible, probably break the mixer. We're just trying to get as much as we can and incorporate that, the vanilla and the apples, into this dough. Like I said, it's very, very sticky. This cake is excellent. It's really, really moist. And I love it with the caramel glaze. So after we bake it, I will be making that. And we'll put it over the cake. We need to bake this cake at 325. It will go for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Now, it needs to be in a tube pan. I went ahead and greased mine. I put butter on it. Sometimes I've used olive oil spray. That works just as well. I put a little bit of flour on it this time because sometimes it seems to stick here on the end. And I thought maybe that would help it not to stick. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the pan. All right, I will finish putting this in the pan, and then I will go ahead and put it in the oven and bake it again 1 hour and 15 minutes, and then we'll see if it's done. The cake is all done. This was 1 hour and 15 minutes. I've put a toothpick in the center and it has come out clean. So I'm going to let it cool in the pan probably a good 15 or 20 minutes before I go ahead and invert it onto a cooling rack to go ahead and cool. All right, here is the caramel glaze. I took a 1/3 cup of unsalted butter, a 1/4 cup of evaporated milk. That would be this milk. You don't have to use carnation, but this is evaporated milk. I added a cup of brown sugar. I had light brown sugar, and I've melted the butter. It's still melting a little bit there. Mix it all together in the saucepan, and I'm going to boil this. When it starts to bubble, I'm going to boil it for 3 minutes. I've got the temperature on the stove at about medium heat. After we boil it for 3 minutes, we will put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then the caramel glaze will be done, and then we'll be able to pour it over our warm apple cake. While it's boiling, you can stir occasionally just so that it doesn't stick to the pan in there. All right, caramel sauce is all done. I'm going to take it off the stove, and I'm going to go ahead and put in the teaspoon of vanilla extract that I had. Stir that in there. All right, now it's ready. I'll go ahead and get it together and show you what it looks like. Hi, I'm back, and the cake is all done. As you can see, it's right here. It's a big apple cake. So I went ahead and I got the caramel sauce. See, it's all done. It's just excellent over ice cream as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pour it all over my apple cake. Now my cake's been cooling about, maybe about 30-35 minutes. I mean, you want to have it when it's, it's over it and it's warm. Now again, you can decide how much you want to put over it. I'm just going to put a little bit, and then I'm going to serve it, and then I'm going to serve it with some ice cream and then put some more of that caramel sauce. I like to store the rest in the fridge, and then it will just turn a little bit more solid, and you just have to microwave it when you're getting ready to serve it for your guest. I'm going to kind of have a small piece because I haven't had my dinner yet. If I eat this, I may end up not eating anything at all. So I'm going to go ahead and have a little scoop of ice cream right there on top of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and so you can see it right here, the apple cake. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the caramel sauce and just drizzle it all over the cake. I don't know about you, that looks delicious, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and try it and see how it tastes. Get some of the ice cream with the cake. I don't always put ice cream on my cake, but I think it's just really good with this caramel sauce. This is delicious. I actually make this cake every year. I go to a local apple orchard, pick apples, and I always make homemade applesauce. I actually can it and freeze it. And then I go ahead and make this apple cake. Like I said, every year. Give it to my family, and we just enjoy it. It's just such a good thing. Thank you for watching. This was Karen with Living Our Dream Homestead. I hope you have a good day.